Welcome to kindergarten, your child's first year of formal schooling. My name is Mrs. Ossington, and together we are going to foster your child's curiosity in the wonderful world of literacy. Traditionally, literacy has been viewed as the ability to read and write, but traditions change. Let's begin by considering the meaning of literacy in the 21st century. Literacy is the ability to identify, understand, interpret, create, communicate, and compute using printed and written materials relevant to different contexts. The 21st century is distinguished by its new innovations and dependency on technology in all parts of life. Therefore, digital literacy has become an increasingly important skill to possess. The Australian curriculum suggests that we use ICT as a tool to scaffold learning, providing opportunities for students to connect the curriculum with their real lives. So where do we go from here? Our children need to be digitally literate. Great, so now what? We need to consider, how do we as adults identify with literacy? We should be asking, what are our children's hobbies? What skills have they developed through play that we might look at as tools? Mark Prensky coined the term digital natives in 2001. This implies that our children are born with this ability and require little assistance to use it. This is a myth. Children are not born with this ability. They require exposure and education to become digitally competent. As educators, we recognize that it is no longer acceptable to take center stage and regurgitate information. It is essential that we include lessons that are not just about reading and writing, but also technology and other forms of literature. So how do we incorporate 21st literacy into teaching and learning practices in the classroom? This is where we start. To understand what is being communicated to us, we need a language mode, a process that we can apply to what we are trying to understand. We need to be able to decode, comprehend, interpret, and analyze what we are looking at or seeing and understand its relevance to us. It's the same with our children. This is where a framework referred to as the FRM comes in, better known as the 4 resources model. Core to reading is meaning. This is defined as the ability to decode print, grammar, and conventions. These are the tools that your children will learn to apply in understanding literacy. They will become text decoders. Being a code breaker is being able to understand concepts of print and building phonics and vocabulary language. Your children will use letter sound matches and learn to recognize high frequency words to assist their decoding. They will become text participants and will draw on personal experience or prior knowledge to help them make connections to text. They will become text users and be encouraged to identify practices that will help them to identify the differences between imaginative and informative texts. They will become text analysts and learn to recognize that authors create texts which may reflect similar or different experiences from their own. Now that we have introduced you to how your children are going to become literate, let's talk about how we are going to incorporate 21st literacy into the classroom. During reading activities, we'll include reading the chosen text aloud to the class, supported by the appropriate comments to enhance meaning. The children will be asked to make connections to events from the text and make connections to their own experiences. After reading experiences could include students being encouraged to choose an activity related to the book or theme. This could include developing drama by using finger puppets to reenact the story, playing in the sandpit with artifacts from the story, or perhaps drawing pictures to identify the stages of the narrative, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Another group will be offered the opportunity to rotate to the iPads. Here, they will be explicitly shown how to create a scene using characters and props from the Play School Art Maker app, and how to make the characters move and talk to tell a story. In this situation, the iPad has become an additional tool for scaffolding student learning, allowing them to construct meaning in a play-based environment. This is the beginning of supporting your child in becoming responsible digital citizens, global citizens of the 21st century. I look forward to welcoming you all to our classroom.